Hello, peoples. How are we all doing? Good morning to you all. I'm Kel. This is Kel Talks Chelsea. This is my Chelsea channel. Please come aboard. Before I get started, give us a like, subscribe, and have a chinwag. Leave any comments down below. Big discussion point today. Feel free. Always like a bit of a chinwag. So crack on. Right, where do we start? Where do we start, my peoples? Liam Rosenior has left the building. Unsurprisingly, I think the writing was on the wall. I think we all knew it was coming. Pressure was building through poor results, poor performances, obvious lack of respect and faith by the players. And I even think the protest last week put enough pressure on the owners to cement this decision this week. And with comments that Liam Rosenior made after the Brighton game, sort of trying to put the players under the bus a little bit. I don't think that went down too well as well. So, yep, Liam Rosenior is gone. There's some arguments about this. Some people saying, oh, he didn't get enough time, blah, blah, blah. For me, I've said it many times before. I'll say it again. He didn't deserve any time. He didn't deserve to be at the club. Who the hell is, employing people like Liam Rosenior in the first place as head coach of Chelsea? Supposed to be an elite institution. It was under Roman. But let's look at Liam Rosenior. The stats didn't read well, did they? Lost our last 5 Premier League matches. Embarrassingly, completely outplayed, outrun. He was out, it's not really a word, but he was out tactified, wasn't he, by his opposition gaffers. So he's gone. He's gone. And it's not just 5 defeats in the trot in the Premier League. It's those 5 league defeats without scoring a goal. That 114-year-old record of ours that we equalled. Another really bad record that we've equalled under the ownership of Blueco and the managerial time we had with Liam Rosenior, or puppet, should we say, not managerial. But yeah, he's gone. Again, why was he employed in the first place? Who employed him? He got the sack, and I can't argue with that. I do feel a little bit sorry for him, but I don't. It's a weird one because he came into a poison chalice. Anyone in his sort of shoes is going to foul eventually. And he fouled. You're always going to foul under this process. The process doesn't work. So what gaffer working under this project, this process, these ideals is going to succeed? Nobody. He took a punt, he took a chance, and he fell on his face rather hard, didn't he? He's made a bit of money out of it, wages-wise, and I'm sure he'll get some sort of payout. Probably not the reported 24 million or so that's in the media, but he'll probably get a chunk of that, so it'll be all, thank you very much. But what's probably more damaged than anything is his future. He put himself out there and he's made himself look silly. And on his CV, it's going to say, oh, yeah, head coach at Chelsea. But everybody knows what went on and what happened within that time. It's all well and good having Chelsea on your CV, but everybody's going to know all the facts surrounding that time here and what an absolute failure he was. It doesn't look good on his resume, does it? So his reputation, I think, has taken a bit of a hit. And to be honest, I've never thought he was good enough for a position like at Chelsea. And I think he will find it extremely hard now in the future to find it anywhere near as close again. Maybe lower Premier League, Championship, or a smaller sort of European club is more his sort of game. But I don't think he will hit the heights of a Chelsea, of an Arsenal, of a Man City, of a Liverpool. United, whatever. He will never hit those sort of heights anyway, let's put it that way. But yeah, his reputation's taken a hit. He's got a bit of money in his pocket, and it's see you later. But he got the sack. This is where I'm getting to. He got the sack, rightly so. Should never have been employed in the first place. Wasn't qualified enough, experienced enough, not elite enough. Right, we got that. But who are the people that are employing managers, head coaches, puppets, like a Graham Potter, like a Pochettino, ex-Spuds, like a Maresca, did okay, but at the time, he'd only managed in the Championship, hadn't he, at Leicester, and then Liam Rosenior. Who are the people responsible for this? They're the same people that are directly responsible for the employment of many of the players that have been brought in, many of the transfers that we've had. Massive majority, I'd say probably 90%, have been absolute, utter failures. So the guys responsible for these gaffers, for the amount of trash or average players coming into the club, it's the directors, it's your Winstanleys, it's your Stewarts, it's your Shields, your Jules, etc., etc., etc. So who's really more to blame? People like Liam Rosenior, people like Graham Potter, or some of the players we could mention? Or is it the directors that are mainly to blame? You know, these guys that get 60% pay rises for being utter failures. For me, it shouldn't be just Rosenior that walks out the door. I mean, he's kind of irrelevant, really, isn't he, overall? Done a crap job, but he's following orders, he's following AI data, blah, blah, blah. He's following the scripts. So he's the fall guy. He's the scapegoat. The directors. These are the guys, first and foremost, that should be out the door. They can't do their job properly. They're absolutely awful. Why are they still here? Because they are good boys themselves. They are puppets themselves, directly from the owners. As long as they're following orders, as long as they're doing as they're told, as long as they're kissing ass, the owners are happy. But I think, apart from the owners, the biggest detriment to our club is these directors. Paul Winstanley is supposed to be a horrible man anyway. Bit of a dictator, rude, arrogant, nasty. A dirty, horrible piece of work behind the scenes. The sort of bloke you'd probably spend 5 seconds next to in a pub and want to... Well, I'm not going to say. But, yeah. So not only is he doing a poor job, he's apparently a horrible individual. But that aside, the directors, why are they still at the club? Why have they not been removed? Why is it always the gaffers that are being made the scapegoats? As I say, they're in a poison chalice. They're in a no-win situation. They can't win because of the process and the setup and the project and everything else. The lines, the guidelines they have to follow. They're never going to win. And when things do fall flat, they're the ones that are going to get the kick up the backside and shoved out the door. And they're the ones where the fingers are going to be blamed at. Because the owners, directors, will have no accountability. They're never wrong. Even when they are, there's excuses, there's PR nonsense. So, directors, the directors need to go. And not only do the crap managers need to go, the directors need to go. Blueco, Clear Lake, you need to go. You can solve 99% of Chelsea's problems right now if you sell up. Go back to where you come from. Go back and try and rebuild all those other companies that you made that went bankrupt, that got dissolved. Yeah, do people know about this? Many, many, many other little businesses you started to run. Plenty of them folded last year or the year before. Billions of pounds wasted. I'm telling you, don't put Chelsea on that list. Do not put Chelsea Football Club on that list. You do the same to us, to them, there's going to be big trouble. There's going to be big trouble. They're losers in business. They're not all the high and mighty business people that you think you are. Everybody needs to know this, that you're dodgy merchants that keep losing businesses and billions of pounds. So, yeah, as well as all our debts and hemorrhaging money every single day, we're in big trouble. Bigger trouble than some people realise. Anyway, so directors need to go. They should go with him. Get on the same bus, get in the same taxi as Rosinia. But the next thing is, Rosinia is now gone. The next thing is, who's likely to replace him? Well, obviously there's a media frenzy. There's names coming out the woodwork, left, right, and centre. It's like, who would you like? Who would you guys like as the next gaffer? Or do you think it makes no difference? Is it irrelevant who they bring in? I mean, the names, some of the names coming out. Marco Silva at Fulham. Apparently his contract is up at the end of this season. I don't know what negotiations have been had, but Marco Silva, would you want him? I'm not really going to give my opinion because I don't think it really matters. This one of the bookies' favourites, Andoni Iraola at Bournemouth. We all know he's decided he's going to leave Bournemouth this summer after a pretty successful spell there, considering the size of the club. They do immensely, don't they, Bournemouth? They come up in the Premier League and they've been holding their own for a little while now. So best of luck to them. Great little club. And he's done a really good job. I think he's got some promise. But Iraola leaving Bournemouth, rumours. I've heard rumours, but you can never really believe what rumours. Chinese whispers, whatever you want to call them. He and his family would like to return back to Spain. We'll see. This guy leaving Palace in the summer. We've known this for months. Oliver Glasner. Would you have him at Chelsea? Now, I think he would steady that defence. But for entertainment, well, I don't think it's going to be any better than the lack of entertainment we've been having recently. So it'll be much the same in the forward line. Maybe defensively, he would do a job. But what do you think about Ollie Glasner? This one might bring a bit of Brazilian skill and passion within the side. And because we've got some Brazilians and like South Americans, full stop, some Argentinians as well. This could be something. Philip Luis played for us a few years ago. Not for very long, but he still played for us. So there's a little connection there. Did a great job at Flamengo. Very successful there. Very high win rate, won some trophies and blah, blah. Only fell out with the owners with negotiation issues. And the word is apparently Flamengo weren't too happy that he'd been in discussions. He'd been speaking to Chelsea previously. So that caused a bit of a fallout. Take it as you will. So Philip Luis, he's an option. Might bring a bit of flair. How experienced is he overall? I don't know. But there you go. Eddie Howe. Now there's rumours. There's rumblings coming out of the Toon. Future being decided at the end of the season is the word. So there's a possibility Eddie Howe could be available in the summer. Would you like him? Do you think he'd do a good job at Chelsea? This next one I'm going to mention. And I love the guy. He had a great spell at Chelsea as a player. Fabulous player. But part of me says I'd love him. But part of me says I don't want him. But for his benefit. Not mine, not Chelsea's, but him personally. And that is Cesc Fabregas. Done a wonderful job at Como in Italy. He got them promoted last season into Serie A in his first season in charge. I think he's part owner as well at Como. And this season currently holding their own, sitting fifth. You know, above many other bigger clubs. So he's proven some worth. Yes, Serie A, it's not the greatest division in the world now. It's not the greatest football league in the world. You know, they've had a lot of financial problems for many, many years now, and standards have dropped. I mean, I remember Serie A when it used to be on Channel 4 when I used to show games many years ago. You remember that? Golazzo! Or whatever it was they said. Used to get like free matches on Channel 4, which was fantastic. And that was like a height of Serie A. But these days, it's in a bit of a sorry state. I think they're trying to build it gradually. But yeah, financially, the whole league got hit hard. But Cesc Fabregas, great man, great player, doing a great job so far as coach. I don't want him at Chelsea because I know Chelsea will break him. I know Chelsea will wreck him. Not Chelsea, sorry, Blueco. Let me reiterate. Blueco and Clearlake, Egg Barley, Bowley and all the cronies will break him. They will ruin him. They will destroy him. He won't be able to do what he wants like any other gaffer. And he will just be walking into another poison chalice once again. For his sake, Cesc, carry on the brilliant job you're doing in Como, mate. Don't come to Chelsea. It's a bad place, mate. It's not the time. If Blueco, Clearlake do sell eventually, because they can, and we get a decent owner in with a decent philosophy, a decent process, a decent project, a footballing process and project, then you'll definitely be more welcome. But for your own sake, mate, don't come to Chelsea. Not now. Another name coming up, I don't know why, because it will be his third time. He's already had one spell as full on and then another spell as an interim. Neither of them went particularly well. It's Super Frankie Lampard, Chelsea legend. Love him dearly, absolutely love him dearly. He's going to be in my heart forever. He's one of the top players ever to put on a Chelsea shirt. Proper legend. But he has failed on 2 occasions as a gaffer with us. But look, he's just got promoted as champions from the Championship with Coventry City. Done a mustard job, my geezer. Done an absolutely solid job. All the congratulations possible to you and your team and Coventry City as a football club. Well done, mate. There is a very good coach in you. You're a very intelligent man. We all know you've got a super ridiculous IQ with Mensa and what have you. Don't come back. Don't come back. Similarly, 1, you've already failed twice. 2, I don't want you sort of staining your legendary status by failing for a 3rd time as gaffer at Chelsea, which I think in the current climate you will. I think anyone right now under this process and project and control puppeteering sort of system that they've got, you won't survive again, mate. And the fact we're skint and you can't buy players and this and we're sell to buy, all that nonsense. Stay away, Frank. Maybe in the future when you've had a bit more experience, a bit more success and we've got new owners again, fine. This one was a no-no before and it's going to be a no-no again. I don't know why this name's floating around the circuit because it's absolute codswallop, absolute codswallop. Julian Nagelsmann, again. Why has his name come up again? He's already told the owners, get knotted, a couple of years ago when they approached him. What was it? This project is not fit for football, he told them. He told them straight in their face, no thank you. Your project is crap, basically. It's not going to work. It's not fit for football. Do you think they're even going to go and ask him anyway after that? No. And this one, Xabi Alonso. No, I think he's waiting for the Liverpool job. I don't think he will ever set foot at Chelsea Football Club, especially under these owners, under this current climate. There's no chance. I think that one's an absolute waste of time being on the list as well. There may be others that will pop up. There's obviously the stuff about Gary O'Neill. You know, he's already serving his apprenticeship at Strasbourg under Blueco, just like Liam Rosinia did. Some people say, oh, he's going to be definitely 5-4 on favourite and all this. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that they could do exactly the same as they did with Liam Rosinia. But at the same time, they will look at what a mistake that was bringing Liam Rosinia in. Yes, Liam Rosinia was the perfect little pet. He was the perfect little good boy, the perfect little yes man puppet. But he fouled miserably with the team, with the tactics and everything else. I know it's AI and data, most of the tactics, but we all know the players had no faith, no trust, no confidence in him. They knew he was out of his depth like the rest of us did. So do they want to make that mistake again? Do they really want to bring in another novice apprenticeship yes man puppet from Strasbourg again, like Liam, and repeat the same mistake. I mean, they keep making the mistakes with naff gaffers or mid gaffers. They've made that mistake. 4 full-time managers or head coaches they've brought in. I mean, they had Tommy Tuchel to start with, but he was already at the club. We've had interims left, right and centre. But I'm talking about full-time head coaches that they've brought in themselves. 4 of them. All to be yes men, puppets. None of them have worked. Some have walked, some have failed miserably. And they've like had the shame thrown in their face just for their terrible decisions. Again, the directors and then the owners, not necessarily the manager's fault. But will they go and get Gary O'Neill? Will they dare? Will they dare piss the Strasbourg fans off again by stealing something once more from their club? As if their players aren't enough. Do you think they're all going to want 2 managers within a year stolen from them? I don't think so. I think it will bring too much trouble to their doorstep again, and there's already enough trouble on Blue Coat's doorstep. And that's Chelsea fans. We don't want this repeated again. Another apprentice, a good boy do-gooder, yes man puppet, coming from our sister club to take over and foul, which he will foul as well. He's had 2 minutes. He's got a tiny bit more experience than Liam Rosenior in the Premier League. Fouled miserably. So he's only a little bit better in experience. Don't even know about quality, but experience, yeah. But he's still way out of his depth. But yeah, he's just going to piss the Chelsea fans off again, and you'll just piss the Strasbourg fans off again. Don't go there. Not sure it's going to happen, but I can still at the same time see them doing it because they're that arrogant, they're that stubborn. We'll have to wait and see. So there's a list. Marco Silva, Andoni Iraola, Oliver Glasner, Philip Luis, Eddie Howe, Cesc Fabregas, Frank Lampard, Julian Nagelsmann, Xabi Alonso. There may be more. If you can think of more, let me know. Just let me know. All right? Give me your opinion, who you would like, who would put up with this nonsense, who might succeed. It's open for discussion, isn't it? Now, some of the things to consider here. Who do the owners actually want? What sort of style, sort of gaffer do they want, you know? Who do the fans want? That's more important, really, isn't it? Who we would like, surely. You know, we're the heart and soul of the club. Like, all fans are heart and souls of their clubs. Who can they afford? You know, the bigger, better, more elite the gaffer, the more wages he's going to want, surely, you know? And if they mess up under this process, bigger the payout, they're going to have to pay out. Who would the players respect? Which gaffer are our crop of players more likely to respect and perform better under? I mean, who's the happiest to walk into Chelsea under this mess? Absolute mess. The club is in an absolute mess. Who's going to walk in and under these uncomfortable conditions that the club have found themselves in, or what Blue Coat have put us in? Who's the happiest to work under a sell to buy situation because the club is massively in debt? You know, because they're going to be wanting players of them their own, aren't they? They're going to want to say, oh, this man I like, that man I like. Probably get told no, like many of the other gaffers who wanted certain players. But if they want to strengthen their squad when they come in, you know, we've got to sell to buy first. And if we can't sell, then we can't buy. Are they going to be happy coming in with that risk? So who will put up with that more? Who's going to settle more for the majority of the players we've already got? Who's more likely to be able to work with them and improve the ones we've got now? You know, will the owners still want to continue to control the head coach puppet on a string, or they actually learn and relent, step back a little bit, let the actual head coach and do his job, and even put a bit of managerial stuff in there, like a manager, all this head coach stuff. just all head coaches now. We're all the managers now, where they just sorted out everything because they knew everything, because they know about football, they know about players, they know about people, not like AI and data. And that's another thing. Any of these guys happy to put up with AI data nonsense constantly, having to do their job via what comes out of a computer system. All these guys are going to be happy to be yes men puppets. Jump when I say so. Jump out high when I say so. Do as you're told now. Do as you're told when you're told. Are they going to be able to put up with this? Are they going to be able to put up with full-on interference from directors and owners, walking in the changing rooms, giving speeches, telling them what to do, blah, 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 just going on the training field, getting involved, poking their noses in, phoning them up every 2 minutes saying you've got to do this, you've got to do that, or sending them memos with scripted instructions and stuff, constantly saying this is how we want it, that's how we want that, this is who you got to pick, this is how you got to set them up, blah, 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 blah. There's so much dodgy, dirty, crappy politics behind the scenes that these gaffers are going to have to put up with. Who's going to have to put up with all these conditions? I mean, who really wants to walk into this job? Are we going to end up with a Joe Bloggs that we've never really heard of that's just going to be happy to put up with whatever? Again, like a Liam Rosenior. What are we going to get? Please tell me your thoughts. Who are we more likely to get? Who are we more likely to go for? Who's more likely to accept everything at the club the way it's standing now? The absolute sewage mess that's spilling out of every nook and cranny of our club. And here you go. That's that. So the managerial merry-go-round continues. Constantly. It's deja vu, isn't it? You know, Groundhog Day. With everything at this club, we keep ending back at square one and starting again. Or if we're not just going back to square one, we're just going around in a circle, revisiting everything continuously. And none of it's good. Andy Jacobs, Talk Sport. Now on Talk Sport, reported. Now Andy Jacobs is full on Chelsea. He's proper Chelsea. And he doesn't particularly like the owners. He doesn't like the process. He's one of us. Right? Apparently, John Terry had approached the hierarchy at the club and said, you know, I'm happy to be considered, basically, as interim head coach for the remainder of this season. Proper Chelsea. Wow. The word is, JT will never, ever be considered for Chelsea gaffer, Chelsea manager. That's the word out of the club. So they've just shunned him straight away. It's not the first time they've shunned him. Why? I think they fear John Terry because he's got the utmost respect from the fans. He's a legend at the club. He carries weight. He carries status. They don't like that. He is a threat to the hierarchy at the club. That's why they shut him out. That's why he's just doing little part-time bits with the academies and stuff. Keep him where they can see him. Don't allow him up here because he could cause them a whole heap of trouble. They're frightened of the men. Frightened them. Rightly so. Rightly so. But how disgusting that they've just gone, no. For their own reasons. For their own gains. For their own safety. Now me, Callum McFarlane, I call him the Conor McGregor from Temu, the Conor McGregor from Wish. You know, poor man's, an absolutely skint man's Conor McGregor, the Ginger Meister. I mean, look, not being funny. I mean, he's bragged about on his past before that he's coached at primary schools. Well done. Sunday league. Hey, pub pissheads on a Sunday morning with hangovers. Well done. You've coached at non-league academies, Southampton and Chelsea. You know, he's connected with the kinetic thing and all that. And Joe Shields, yeah, what a surprise. He's within the little circle, the little family. That's why he's pushed in there. And he's had a tiny little stint as assistant under Liam Rosenior. And he had done 2 games before his interim between Maresca and Rosenior. And he's qualified enough to carry us through for the rest of the season. Do me a favour. He doesn't hold, right? Still doesn't hold, apparently, a UEFA A licence or a UEFA Pro licence. Now, what this means in regards to him being able to manage Chelsea for the rest of the season. It says here he would need to hold a UEFA Pro licence to manage permanently in the Premier League. Well, it's not permanent, it's just temporary. So this is where he gets away with it. But is he qualified? No. Does he carry any sense of gaining any respect or faith? No. Will he get any more than Liam Rosenior? Probably not. So what is the point? John Terry, I think, holds more and better coaching badges, coaching licenses. He's actually been assistants elsewhere and stuff. But he's a legend. And if you want someone in that dressing room, it's John Terry. He knows Chelsea. He's been there, done it. He's captain, skipper elite. He's a king. You know, he's a lord. He's a god at Chelsea. And he's got know-how. He's got knowledge of football, full stop. And he carries respect. He oozes respect. But no, they put Callum McFarlane in, you know, primary school and Sunday league experience. Yeah, but it is what it is. There you go. John Terry, oh, I feel so sorry for you, mate. I feel so sorry for you, geezer. Shunning you again because they're frightened. Like they're frightened of us fans now because we put the weight on them. We're burning their arseholes with hot rods. Pressure makes diamonds, as Johnny Mineral says. Yeah. And something else to end on. It looks like poor old Steve-O Esteval. His World Cup dreams this year could be over. The hamstring injury suffered worse than first feared. I feel sorry for the kid, but he is young. There's going to be plenty of other World Cups ahead of him. But at the same time, he's going to be gutted. He's going to be absolutely gutted. He's worked his way, rightly so, into the squad. Been doing well in the Brazilian side. Showing his true worth because he's allowed to be free playing for them, unlike restricted at Chelsea. Yeah, so this summer he's going to be sitting on the beach with a pina colada instead of playing. Poor kid, but you got plenty to come, mate, and you will rise like the phoenix from the flames. So don't worry, all right? You've got your whole future ahead of you. But it would have been nice to have watched him in the summer, wouldn't it, for Brazil? But hey-ho. So yeah, there's your list. So far, Silva, Iriola, Glasner, Luis, Howe, Fabregas, Lampard, Nagelsmann and Alonso. Do me a favour. There may be more. Give me your opinions. Who do you think we're most likely to get? Don't forget Gary O'Neill. Possibility. That's a bit of one of them, isn't it? That's left the owners in a bit of a quandary. They're not sure if they should or shouldn't. They probably want him, but they're like, oh, what could we cause here? Another ruckus, another big bag of shit being thrown at them. I don't think they want that right now. But yeah, that's that. That's a little update. And it's always win, lose or draw, blue co out. And Liam Rosenior, thanks, but no thanks, mate. Good luck in your future. Best of luck to you. I hope you do find another good job. But, you know, enjoy a little bit of payout to start with. Refresh, rebuild, and then go again, yeah. But you should never have come here, mate. And the directors, they're more at fault than the gaffers. I mean, the errors that the directors keep making almost makes the gaffers irrelevant in the situation, doesn't it? They're not totally irrelevant because they're still there. They're still going along with the process. They're still going along with the Blue Co project and everything. So it does make them bad in a way. And it does give us a right to have a go at them. But they're almost irrelevant because they are literally controlled by the directors, by the owners. They're literally employed by the directors and the owners. The directors need to go as well, all right? The directors need to go. They need to be sacked. Take away their 60% pay rises for doing jack shit apart from failing. Get rid of them. Get them all out, right? And then the owners, sell the club and jog on. Get in your taxi, go. Reach the horizon and disappear, never come back. Shame that the Earth's not flat, because you'd hit that horizon and fall off the edge and just disappear. But yeah, win, lose or draw. Blueco, Clear Lake, out. Have a great day. I'll be back. There'll be more news later. Stay sweet. Be good. Be safe. Be happy. Peace.